What we do here is go back, 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 back.
Hello, hello. You are listening to the Bolas Club PH podcast, a Magic the Gathering, a Filipino Magic the Gathering podcast. My name is Ro. Joining me today, as always, is the Fire Reaction Hipster, the Sensei, Jeff, and the handsome Unk, Lucy. What up, guys?
What's up? What's up?
Hey. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever
Yep.
you're.
No, it is very much a good morning right
For
now.
us.
Good
For
day.
Kasi
Good day.
grabe kayo, guys.
Good day.
Ayun, specifically. Okay, so we've already released our episode on YouTube, our debut episode on YouTube and Spotify. Yung pa lang for
Yes.
now. Apparently, I need to apply manually to the other platforms. But how do you guys feel? What do you guys feel about it after we officially made our official debut?
Oy, first and foremost, salamat. I know that, we only have right now, I think 30 something subscribers, and we have like 100 and so views for the first episode. But, for me, that's a small victory. Maraming salamat sa mga nag-subscribe. Maraming salamat sa mga nag-view nung podcast. It means a lot to us, and I hope na you keep on supporting us so that we can give you this type of content.
Yes, I'm happy as well. Tontuwa ako. There are people who are actually nag-message sa akin and, uy, gito, sikat ka na, gito, ganyan ka na. Sabi ko, no, spread it out. Ikalat nyo. This is all about magic. And yes, we are very thankful. Papasalamat kami sobra. And I hope we can continue to do this for you as much as we can because it is an honor for us and it's a blessing. So yes, please allow us. Thank you so much for the support.
Yeah, I hope you guys keep watching, keep listening. We are doing our best. We are actually fighting for our lives here, trying to deliver content weekly, or regularly at the very least. Because we're all adults. We have a lot of things going on in our lives. And speaking of a lot of things going on in our lives, we are very, very close to the official street debut of Lorwyn Eclipsed, the first ever set of 2026, the first in-universe set of the year, and the first one in quite a while, because we had two Universes Beyond sets back to back last year to end 2025. We are back to the Magic universe, multiverse.
Finally.
And we are, finally, it's a good point, Jeff. Finally, because I think a lot of people are excited as well to finally be back in the world of Magic. So let's talk about that really quickly. I'm glad that you chimed in here. So Lorwyn Eclipse stars or is set in the plane of Lorwyn, which we haven't really been to for a block and a set since 2006, diba?
Whoa.
Yeah. 2006 about 2007.
2007, yeah.
Seven. Sorry.
Super.
We had a few glimpses of the plane back in Magic Origins in 2014. Tapos we saw it last in March of the Machine back in 2023.
Yeah.
So they were teases. So now we're finally back. We've been to Kamigawa, we've been to Ravnica, and now we're finally back again in Lorwyn. And Jeff, for the Magic boomers or for the Magic Gen Zers, Zoomers out there, bakit tayo na sa Lorwyn? Bakit tayo bumabalik sa Lorwyn? Why is it important? Bakit siya mahalaga na bumalik sa Lorwyn?
Great question.
Okay. Well, Lorwyn, I think, has been long overdue. A lot of people liked it. It's been almost 2 decades na rin. And what difference would 2 decades make, right? Simply a whole lot. But just to give you guys an idea, and I don't want to parang bombard you guys with lore, pero let's just make it super quick. The basic premise ng Lorwyn Eclipse is that 4 students from Strixhaven get lured by a fairy to go through the Omen Paths. Kasi kung alam nyo, pwede ka nang pumunta ngayon across different paths or planes through the Omen Paths. So pwede mong literal lakaran. Pwede kang pumunta ng Innistrad to Amonkhet or whatever through the Omen Paths. So they were lured by a fairy who turns out to be Oko, the BTS fairy. Yes.
But me.
He looks like a BTS guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they were lured to Lorwyn, and then nakataon na, sa Lorwyn may mangyayari na merging ng Shadow Moor, which is like parang yung mirror bad Lorwyn, and Lorwyn itself. That's why it's called Lorwyn Eclipsed. So they get caught up in the conflict because there's someone who just wants it to be eternal day. There's someone who wants it to be eternal night. I'm not gonna go through the details. I would rather that you guys go and look at the story. Look up
Saan
the
nila
story.
pwede mabasa yung story?
Meron sa Mothership if you're into like reading the entirety of the novels. Punta kayo sa website mismo ng Wizards, and then there are summaries available on YouTube, and you can just look it up on Google. And then yun nga, Johnny comes to the rescue of the students, and then there's a surprise in the end regarding Liliana, and I'm gonna spoil it now. Liliana
What?
meets a white version of herself.
Ay, talaga?
Liliana will return on Avengers Doomsday.
Ay, wow.
The joke, pero yeah, it's interesting because it sets up the story for the next or for the future set called Reality Fracture. Kasi I think yun yung premise based on the leaks, and then take it with a grain of salt. Ang sabi is that Reality Fracture will feature planeswalkers in their reverse colors, if you will. So if someone is red, they'll probably be blue. If someone is black, they'll be white, and so on and so. It's like planar chaos all over again. So yun. But
Okay,
let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah,
Let's wait
you
for.
are getting ahead of yourself.
Pero maganda, ha?
Oo.
Maganda siya, maganda.
Oo, pero maganda yung premise. Oo.
Jeff, paki-explain naman, ano yung Lorwyn exactly? Ano yung influence niya? Ano yung inspiration niya? Why was it important in old Magic lore? Why was it such a big deal back then?
Okay, so Lorwyn was it was one of the planes that parang we call it a reset plane or a reset set. Kasi we came from something that was like post-apocalyptic. Mga ganyan. Lorwyn is a self-contained, it used to be a self-contained plane, meaning walang influence ng ibang creatures like humans or Phyrexians. Parang they're just minding their own business as a plane, which is good. Kasi I think prior to that, ang set natin, if I'm not mistaken, had something to do with Phyrexians. I kind of forgot already. Pero yeah, there was a world-altering event na set, and then a peaceful set, which was Lorwyn. Lorwyn was inspired by folklore and mythology from Celtic, Irish, Scottish influences.
I don't know. Sorry.
Yes.
I was the world altering set before Lorwyn was Time Spiral.
There you go. Thank you so much. Time Spiral. So laging ganun eh. Laging parang merong reset na set. And this was a very stark contrast to the world altering set. So yun, going back, these influences, yung Celtic, Irish, Scottish folklore, the problem with that, according to Mark Rosewater, was masyado siyang dikit dun sa source material na parang hindi naiintindihan or parang iniisip ng ibang players na parang ano to, Kithkin, ganyan. Although to be fair naman, meron ng Kithkin way back.
Oh yeah. I had a Kithkin before.
Kithkin.
Yeah.
Oh, diba?
And
then there was like Kithkin armor din. Pero ngayon lang parang nagkaroon ng emphasis ng yung Kithkin, yung Puka, yung mga ganyan, mga Marrow Regierays and all that. Bago sa pandinig, pero familiar at the same time. So they learned from those mistakes, and it gave birth to what we know now as Throne of Eldraine. So walang Throne of Eldraine kung walang Lorwyn, you could say, in a sense. And Lorwyn, as a block, yung Lorwyn Morningtide, Shadowmoor, Eventide, it gave birth to a new card type called Planeswalker. So yung Planeswalker
Kala ko Kindred.
it originated in Lorwyn, particularly the first set. So the first 5 Planeswalkers are Ajani Goldmane for white, Jace Beleren for blue, Liliana Vess for black, Chandran Lar for red, and Garruk Wildspeaker for green. And they are called the Lorwyn 5. So yun yung tawag sa kanila.
Ano para Maskmen?
Yeah. And then obviously yung the whole block from Lorwyn to Eventide, they're also known for very many iconic cards, such as Thoughtseize, which was a staple in Standard when it was in Standard. Modern, gamitin pa rin. Cryptic Command, Mutavault, Vendilion Click, and the card closest to my heart, my favorite card of all time, Bitter Blossom.
Yeah, your
Wow, yeah.
background.
So that's Lorwyn in a nutshell.
Okay. All right. So that is Lorwyn in a nutshell. And speaking of Lorwyn Eclipse in a nutshell, we got a lot. As in super
Oh,
damning
yeah.
cards and a spoil over the week because the set is coming out next week already. Pre-release is already happening next week. And they didn't do a spoiler season over the holidays. So it's gonna be a really, really truncated spoiler season and actually fighting to keep up because ang daming na spoil. So let's get to that actually. Let's get to the main set
Mm.
piece. The main set spoilers. Who wants to go first with their 5 favorite main set cards spoiled at the moment?
Ako na,
Hindi pa
ako
to,
na.
hindi pa- Sino, huh?
Ako na.
I got, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, man.
Excited din. Na-excite ako kasi
Yeah, go.
yeah, nagandahan ako doon sa mga cards. So, okay. So, 5 favorites so far. So, sa mga nakita natin na spoiler is one of them would be Twilight Diviner. So, this is a black. CMC niya is 2 colorless, 1 black. And it reads, when this creature enters, surveil 2. Okay, I guess alam niyo na kung yung surveil 2 na.
Mhm.
And then afterwards, whenever 1 or more other creatures you control enter, if they entered or were cast from the graveyard, create a token that's a copy
Ooh.
of one of them. And this
Ooh.
ability triggers only once each turn. Now,
It's really
I
good.
like it because I'm thinking this is going to be budget, and creating copies is one of my favorite shenanigans. Copies and graveyard at the same card is nice. So that's one. It's black. It's fun. So next would be, this is an interesting card. Collective Inferno.
Oh yeah, that's really good.
So yeah, right.
Mhm.
So so this is red. It's pure red. 3 colorless, 2 red, and it's an enchantment that's got Convoke. Okay. I guess you can figure out what Convoke is, but the idea is, as this enchantment enters, choose a creature type, so semi kind of tribal, and then double all damage that sources you control of the chosen type would deal. Okay, so
Napakalakas.
dami mo na kagad may isip doon pa lang. So, so tribal stuff, double damage, that's it. So another interesting card is another red card. Parang leaning towards Rakdos ako eh. So Rakdos, Golgari. So we have a card named Lava Leaper. Okay, Lava Leaper. It's an elemental. 4 to cast, 3 colorless, 1 red. And it says all creatures have haste. And you
Hooray.
have to understand, haste is very... Although kasama dyan yung kalaban, malaman, but haste is very
Mhm.
important. And then, whenever a player taps a basic land for mana, this player adds 1 mana of any type of that land produced.
Wow.
Doble.
For everyone.
For everyone. Okay.
Like a lot of mana flare effects recently, you know.
Yeah, dami pwedeng gawin dyan. So, and then that's the third one, right? So fourth one is going to green. Okay, this is an interesting landfall mechanic card. It's a sapling nursery. Okay, so it's 6 colorless, 2 green, but it's got affinity for forests. So
Mhm.
madali mo siya mabababa. And
Oh,
malamang sa
yeah.
landfall deck mo ito magagamitin. Now,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. And it says, whenever a land you control enters, create a 3/4 green tree folk creature token with reach. So it's a token maker. And then yung second part, medyo hindi ko na gusto eh. So pay 2, exile this enchantment, and tree folk and forest you control gain indestructible until end of turn. So magagamit mo siya isang beses. But yeah. Pero gusto ko yung landfall niya. 3/4 or 3/4. Hindi kagaya ng normal na 2/2.
Yeah.
And then, I guess the last card, dami ko talaga napili. Pero last card is Elwyn. Elwyn, this is a Golgari card. Elwyn, Imperfect Naturalist. It's a legendary creature, Elf Druid. How do you say this? It's black and green. Black, green, black, green. Tutukas lang siya. It says here, when Elwyn enters, mill 4 cards, and you may put a creature or land card from among the milled cards on top of your library. Okay, that's the first of it. Mahalaga sa akin yung mill. 4 cards for 2 to cast, and it's a creature. And then the second ability is 2 colorless, and then black, green, black, green, black, green. So 5. Tap. Discard a land card. Create a 1/1 black and green worm creature token for each land card in your graveyard. Okay, so Fairy Golgari, token maker, black and green, plus mill. So yeah, those are my favorite cards so far.
Okay. Sounds good. I really liked your picks. Really good stuff. All right, I'm gonna go with my 5
Mhm.
cards. First is the highly hyped Hexing Squelcher. One in a
Yes.
red, a goblin
Ooh.
sorcerer creature, a very brand new creature type, which we'll talk about soon when we figure out what the payoff is for sorcerer. Hi, it's a 2/2 creature. It can't be countered. It has ward, pay 2
Hmm.
life. Spells you control can't be countered. So it's and other creatures you control
Ah.
have ward, pay 2 life. So it's an upgrade on Spider Punk. Even more so kasi it's not a legendary creature, so you can play it.
Holy
You can
cow.
play more of it. You can have more of it. I don't know why you would have more of it, but still, at least
For
outside
consistency's
of
sake.
Commander, yeah. I mean, no, outside Commander, it's
Mm.
really consistent. But in Commander, you can run it side by side with Spider Punk, diba?
Mhm.
So,
True, true.
kaya
Oh
man.
yeah.
Next up is Soul Immolation. It's 3 and 2 reds, sorcery. It's a huge burn spell. I'm a burn player at heart. So, as an additional cost to cast Soul Immolation, you Blight X. So, Blight is the new mechanic from Lorwyn
Yep.
Eclipsed. You put X -1/-1 counters on a creature you control. So, if it's a Blight 1, you put 1 -1/-1, -1/-1 counter, Blight 2, 2 -1/-1 counters, and so on. So the X here in Soul Immolation can't be greater than the greatest toughness among creatures you control. And then
Mm.
your X is the damage that Soul Immolation deals to each opponent and each creature they control. So
Oh,
imagine mo na lang you have a Walls of Basing set in play, and then you
Onyx.
Oh
you
yeah.
you put -1, you put 30 -1/-1 counters on it.
I think 29 lang yata. Or
Nagtayin ba?
30.
No,
Wow.
great can't be greater than the greatest toughness. So
Also,
you
yeah,
can't put 30.
29 lang,
Okay, so
29 lang.
29 nga lang. Mm.
Oh, hindi
Ah,
mo pwede
great.
sagarin.
Okay, great. Oh, yeah, yeah. Sorry. Still, 29 damage for 5 is no joke,
Yeah.
diba?
Amen, yeah.
And I might be. I don't think this is gonna be expensive, so I might try to pick one of this up.
Yep.
At least kung budget lang siya, I'll pick it up for because a free damage to everyone and each creature is it's a massive board wipe,
Saka
diba? Is
Yes.
player.
oh massive
Mm.
board wipe, massive player wipe. If you get that
Yeah.
point,
Tas
diba? Really
opponents lang.
really insane. Diba? That's why I love it. All right, next up is Dream Harvest. So it's 5 and 2 hybrid blue black mana. It's a sorcery. Each opponent exiles cards from the top of their library until they have exiled cards with total mana value 5 or greater this way. So until end of turn, you may cast cards exiled this way without paying further mana costs. So I love stealing. I think some of you, if you've played against me, I love stealing effects. This is
Mhm.
gonna go right into my Cotis deck na
Oh yeah.
nagnanakaw ng mga kung ano na from opponents'
Yeah.
decks.
Kawatan.
Yes, sir. Alam na. So maraming, I don't have to hit, diba? So if I play this against 3 opponents, if I'm gonna play at least 2 cards each from each opponent's library, diba? Or thereabouts. All right, next up is a sentimental favorite. So, first, medyo madaya to. Goblin Sharpshooter is a special guest in Lorwyn Eclipse.
Mm.
So, for those who don't know what Goblin Sharpshooter is, it is a goblin creature, 2 in a red, 1/1. It doesn't untap during your untap step. Whenever a creature is put into a graveyard from play, untap Goblin Sharpshooter, and then its activated ability is tap. Goblin Sharpshooter deals 1 damage to target creature player. So, dati,
Okay. Speed
back when
up.
I was back when I was playing standard nung early 2000s, I had a friend who had a Goblin bidding deck. So, Goblin Sharpshooter was one of the all-stars kasi you think hindi siya malakas kasi it doesn't untap. But when you ping off, pag naka-ping off kayo ng maraming tokens, ng maraming 1/1s or maraming creatures, halos board wipe na rin siya. So
Get that.
the actual pick here is Bloodline Bidding. It's a black sorcery, 6 and a 2 blacks. It has
Okay.
Convoke. Again, for those who don't know, Convoke is you tap creatures to help pay for one generic or one mana of that creature's color. And then the actual effect is choose a creature type, return all creature cards of the chosen type from the graveyard to the battlefield. So this is pretty much a legit callback to Patriarch's Bidding, except may convoke siya. So yun lang yan.
Nice.
So if you look up Patriarch's Bidding, same effect siya.
Yeah.
So I picked this because I'm not exactly gonna play it. I don't know if I'm gonna use it. I don't run any type any kindred decks, pero gusto ko talaga yung, ano, yung callback to the early 2000s.
Nice.
All right, last pick. Really, really interesting stuff. I think this is gonna be expensive. Morn Song Aria. One
Yeah.
1 and 2 blacks. It's a legendary enchantment. Bawal mag-draw, bawal mag-gain life. Kahit sino, lahat ng tao. At the beginning of each player's draw step, that player loses 3 life, searches their library for a card, and puts it in their hand, then shuffles. So everyone gets to tutor once each turn. But that's it. You can't draw cards. You can't do anything else. You can't gain life. So this is perfect for group slug decks, or if you're also running a group hug deck with black. Sobrang excited ito. I hope that it doesn't become expensive. I do want it to mess with people in my tables, right? Pero tingin ko magiging mahal to eh.
Most probably.
Yeah.
Most
All
probably,
right.
man.
Yeah, pero sana. I hope I open one with all the Lorwyn
No.
product I'm about to get.
Yun na lang. Yes.
Okay, that's my 5 picks. Jeff, what about you, man?
Okay, so let's start. Number 1, and this comes in no particular order. My first card is Brigid, Klaken's Heart. Yes, it's pronounced Klaken. Klaken's Heart. Yes. So Brigid, Klaken's Heart is a 3 mana value 3/2. 1 white, 2 colorless. Legendary creature, Kithkin Warrior. When this creature enters or transforms into Brigid Klaken's Heart, create a 1/1 green and white Kithkin creature token. And then at the beginning of your first main phase, you may pay 1 green. And if you do, you transform Brigid into Brigid Down's Mind. So from white, nagiging green siya. Legendary creature, Kithkin Soldier, same power and toughness, 3/2. But it has an ability. Tap, add 1 or add X green or X white, where X is the number of other creatures you control. At the beginning of your first main phase, you may pay 1 white. If you do, transform Brigid. So a Gaia's Cradle in the command zone that self-sustains its own mana generation is awesome. Ito yung parang mas relevant na Kithkin if you would want to create a Kithkin commander deck, mas relevant siya na commander as opposed to Gadak Teague. Gadak Teague is a 2-drop.
It's a stacks player.
Pero it's more on stacks. So, for those who know Gadak Teague, alam niyo na yun. For those who don't, you can look it up. So, yun, napakalaking bagay na self-sustaining and then mana generating yung commander mo sa command zone. It gives you card advantage. It's a very clear card advantage.
Feeling ko kill on-site yun.
Yeah. So, pwede nga siya kahit sa 99 mo if you're tokinator eh. Talagang pasok siya. So, yes. Okay. So, that's Brigid. My second pick would be Glenn Elendra's Answer. So, Glenn Elendra's Answer is a 4 mana value, 2 blue, 2 colorless na instant. It's a mythic, by the way. It can't be countered, for one. And then counter all spells your opponents control and all abilities your opponents control. And then create a 1/1 blue and black fairy creature token with flying for each spell and ability countered this way. So, dun pa lang, alam mo yun, talagang paldong-paldo ka pag kumounter ka ng marami. Alam mo yung nagsasagutan yung buong table and then you'll be like, shut up! And then you get all of the fairies. And the best part is wala silang magagawa dun. In most cases, because you have remand. You have other things or ways to deal with this. Pero yeah, in most cases, pag pag kinas mo to, no responses na sila doon.
Actually,
So,
had a friend ask, why would you need to have a counter spell that counters everything? Diba? And my only answer is because you haven't played against storm decks and combo
exactly.
decks.
Oh,
Tama.
exactly. At saka, you haven't played, I guess, a table na sobrang daming interactions, or
Uh,
someone would just say, okay, let me maintain priority.
uh,
Ganon.
Oo, ganon.
So, yeah,
Ganun. Ganun.
medyo, para dun yun. And I think I would want this card in at least one of my decks, probably Yuriko. So
Ooh.
yun. Okay. The next one, we'll go back to white, uh, is Kinscare Sentry. Kinscare Sentry is a 2-drop, so one generic, one white, 2/2 na Kithkin soldier with first strike and life link. And
Mm-hmm.
the ability is whenever this creature attacks, you may put a creature card with mana value X or less from your hand onto the battlefield tapped and attacking, where X is the number of attacking creatures you control. So
Gagi.
imagine mo, it by itself, like, kahit pagpalagay mo na bear, ang tawag kasi natin sa tutukas na tutu ay bear. So,
Mm.
yung bear na may first strike and lifelink is already good
Yes.
as it is. Pero meron siyang ability that gives you a very clear advantage. So let's say, ang kurba mo, let's say turn 1, baba ka ng tao. Turn 2, meron kang Kinscare Sentry. Turn 3, pag umatak yung dalawa, pwede ka na maglapag ng 2-drop. And normally,
Nagtuturo pa.
pag ginagamit mo itong mga gantong cards, low curve ka rin eh.
Mm.
So, alam mo yun, like, matikas na siya as it is, but it gives you additional value. I think I would want to put this in my Severina Rain deck kasi napaka-relevant nung ability niya. It attacks, and then, yun nga, it can defend itself most of the time kasi merong first, second life link. Tapos soldier pa siya. So, really, really good card for me.
Nice.
Yeah, probably we'll see some standard play. I don't know. Pero malakas siya for me. The fourth one is a multicolored card called Bree of Clan Stout Arm. So, okay na to. Kumbaga, if I would rate this card, I would say it's a 9 out of 10.
Oh.
And we'll get to that later on. Bree Stout Arm is a Boros or red white creature. So 2 generic, 1 white, 1 red. 4/4 legendary creature and a giant warrior. It has an activated ability of pay 1 colorless and 1 white and then tap it. Another creature you control gains flying and lifelink until end of turn. So this is a callback to Brion's Stout Arm from
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
OG Lorwyn set, ne? Binabato. Pero yon namamatay. Ito naman nabubuhay. Tapos meron pa siyang ability na at the end of your end step, if you gained life this turn, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. You may cast this card without paying its mana cost if the spell's mana value is less than or equal to the amount of life you gain this turn. Otherwise, put it in your hand. So imagine,
Nice.
napakagandang scenario. You send someone in, flying lifelink, so evasion and then the life gain. Pwede kang makakast ng something for free. At worst, you still get the card. It's card draw in Boros. Like, that's very unheard
Malaki
of.
yun.
Diba?
Sa Boros yun.
Oo. And hindi mo kailangan i-activate si Bree for you to actually get, the value out of it. Pwede kang mag-gain life from other sources like, Soul Warden, yung mga ganyan. So, why is it a 9 out of 10 for me? Kasi Giant Warrior siya na 4-drop, and most of the Giants care about 5 mana value pataas.
Mm.
So sayang. I would have really loved this at 5 mana, but sure. Okay, whatever. And then the last card on my list is the one closest to my heart and the closest to my favorite card of all time, which is Bitter Bloom Bearer. So,
Okay.
Bitter Bloom
Okay, of
Bearer
course.
is a 2 mana value, dalawang black na 1/1 fairy rogue with flash, flying, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life and create a 1/1 blue and black fairy creature token with flying. So this is basically Bitter Blossom with limbs and wings at instant speed. So why not, right? Malakas siya for me, and I would definitely, kasi Bitter Blossom back then was really scary, and it was an enchantment that you can only cast at sorcery speed. So
Mhm.
what more to pwede mong i-flash into eh.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then as a Eureka player, this makes me so happy. So
Yes, of course. Tapos pwede ng dalawa sa deck. Bitter
exactly.
Blossom
So you
talaga.
have Bitter Blossom and Bitter Bloom Bearer. Pero he I like this card because I saw yung serialized version niya, and it was
Meron.
illustrated by Rebecca Gay, my favorite
Oh,
artist,
wow, nice.
who drew
Hey,
the original Bitter Blossom.
Very pretty art.
Tita
So
Becky.
manifesting na makakuha tayo ng serialized when we open the collector packs.
Oh,
Here's
sana
to
nga.
hoping. Here's to hoping.
Malion,
Pero
I won't need it. That's for sure.
Oo. Pero yeah,
Malay
if we
mo.
chance it out, then I'll
Ah,
be happy because by then I'll be one art away from completing all the Rebecca Gay MTG cards.
wow. That's nice.
Yun. So those are my top five.
All right. So, other than like half the main set spoiled, meron na rin tayong dalawang commander deck list. So we only have two commander precons, which is gonna be big, and both are really interesting actually. So the first commander deck is Dance of the Elements. It is a 5-color deck. I don't remember when the last time tayo nagkaroon ng 5-color na precon.
Oh.
Um, I think somebody can fill this in for me. I just don't have the data right now.
I think
But
sa Dominaria United, like
oh god, that was so
uh,
long ago though.
probably, but I can recall now. So
2022, diba?
Oh my
sort
God.
of kind
Wala
of
na
yeah.
nun.
Yeah.
So Dance of the Elements is an elemental deck. It's based on you casting a lot of big elementals for big splashy effects. So either
There we go.
may evoke sila or may encore. So a
Mhm.
lot of big stuff happening. And then, syempre, it has a mana base that allows you to easily cast multiple colors. I don't know lang how tuned the mana base is, pero since ano siya, precon siya, I don't expect much from it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
The face commander for Dance of the Elements is Ashling the Limitless. Diba? Wait, let me pull up the card really quickly. Ashling the Limitless is uh, a red a red creature, red legendary creature.
Yep.
And wait down. Yeah, here you go. Legendary creature, elemental sorcerer. So it is one of the new sorcerers that's coming with the set.
Mhm.
So it's a 2 and a red. Elemental spells you cast from your hand have evoke 4. So if you cast it for its evoke cost, after it enters, you sacrifice mo siya.
Okay.
Yes.
The effect is, or the ability is, whenever you sacrifice a non-token elemental, create a token that's a copy of it. That token gains haste until end of turn, and at the beginning of your end step, sacrifice it unless you pay white, blue, black, red, green. So Wuberg.
Mhm.
We'll talk about the lieutenant later, but the other deck is Blight Curse. So this one is based on -1/-1 counters. It's clearly a callback to the original Wither mechanic
Mhm.
from Shadowmoor and Eventide. And the face commander it's a Jund pala. It's a Jund red, black, green precon deck. The face commander is Auntie Ul Curse Wretch. It is a legendary goblin warlock creature. It has a mana cost of one generic black, red, and green. So it's a 4/4. It has Ward Blight 2. So whenever you target it, it's countered unless you put two -1/-1 counters on a creature you control. Whenever one or more -1/-1 counters are put on a creature, draw a card if you control that creature. If you don't control it, its controller loses 1 life. So yun. And this one is way more straightforward. So you wanna play with counters, but it's also -1/-1 counters. So it's kind of proliferate deck na ano na na offensive more than it is all around offensive defensive. Okay, so we have the full deck list. We know what it's about. You can probably play with it already if you have an app or software that brings in custom cards. Pero for the most part, we don't know how it plays yet. We only have an inkling. May idea lang tayo paano siya nag-unfold in real life or on a table. You can, if you've been doing this long enough, you can probably get the gears turning in your head, diba?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Can imagine paano siya mag-unfold. So first off, honest takes, honest quick overviews on the two decks. So sige, I'll go first.
Okay.
I personally prefer yung Dance of the Elements deck more because I wanna have those big splashy elementals, yung emotion elementals, yung notions, diba, if you will.
Mhm.
But I see that Blight Curse is the more insane deck to play. Kasi -1/-1 counters might not seem impactful, pero they are really annoying to play against, especially if you run creature-based strategies. So, out of five, lowest to highest, one being the lowest and five being the highest, I rate Dance of the Elements a 3, while I rate Blight Curse a 5. I'll
Mm.
explain why later, pero for the most part, I feel like yung Dance of the Elements, barring playing with it, I did pre-order it. Barring playing with it, I feel like it's gonna be the more turtley battle cruiser style commander, while Blight Curse is gonna be like the runaway favorite. Like it can go unchecked, even if you don't upgrade it, diba? What do you think, Lucy? What about you, man?
Okay. So for me though, it's very funny because I enjoy the Dance of the Elements more than the Blight Curse deck. And
Mm.
and this
Agree.
is the yeah, and this is to think na ano na I'm a Golgari player and I'm looking at the deck list. Ang daming gamit ng Golgari dun sa Blight Curse Precon. But I'm very sure na mas mag-enjoy ako sa Dance of the Elements because one, there are so many things to do. Ang daming pwedeng gawin. So, mag-evoke ka, tapos you make copies. As I've said earlier, I like making copies. And there's so many things to do. You can have ramp. Since it's 5 colors, you can have ramp. You can have reanimation. You can have a lot of shenanigans that would make it's going to make it fun. It's going to make it fun. And you're right. You're right. It's kind of like it's going to be very slow sa umpisa. If you buy this deck and you're a beginner, it's going to feel very, very slow. So this isn't something that you need to get if you're starting out because I'm checking the mana curves, the lands in it and the ramps as we call it. Mabagal siya, pero oh God, I am going to have fun with this deck. There's a lot in here that's going to make me smile, make people smile. Maybe it's gonna be a fun interaction. But yeah, I like this better than the Blight Curse Precon.
All right. What about you, Jeff?
Honest take on both. Sige, let's start with the elemental decks. My first complaint is how come it has 40 lands?
It
Ang alin?
does.
Ang daming lands nung elemental ng 5 color, 40
It's
lands.
clunky. Yeah, 40. 40
Mm-mm.
talaga siya.
Tapos maraming lands na nakadapa. So
Yep.
yeah,
That's why it's low.
I think it's a pattern na, oh hooray, we're getting a 5 color deck, and then boo, most of them are like tap lands and such.
Yeah, it's a good point.
But there are ways that the deck can compensate.
Yes.
Kasi meron siyang Chromatic Lantern, meron siyang Timeless Lotus, and then it has a decent ramp suite, like andun si Cultivate, Kodama's Reach, the
Okay, yeah.
usual, Soul Ring Signet, Felwar Stone. Ano to, itong deck na to, if you like big splashy bouncy castle shenanigans, maganda, malakas siya. Personally, I prefer to use yung second commander of the deck, which is anong pangalan ng deck? Give me
Si
1 second.
Mass of Mystery.
Mass Mysteries. There you go.
Yes, Massive Mystery.
Massive Mysteries, Wooburg 5/5, legendary creature na elemental. It has first strike, vigilance, and trample, and then at the beginning of the combat on your turn, another target elemental you control gains myriad. So basically, mauulit mo yung mga ETB effects nung ibang
Oh, yeah.
elementals mo. So like you can shriek mo 3 more people or 2 more people if it's a 4, if it's a 4 mana or 4-man table. You can destroy 3 artifacts with Ingot Chewer and so on and so forth. Mas malakas siya for me. And then there's a hidden commander in the 99, which is Horde of Notions. Yeah,
Oh, is it
gumawa
back?
ako. Oh yeah.
It's back.
Gumawa
Okay.
ako ng
I didn't see the reprint.
yun yung third commander ng deck.
Okay.
gumawa ako ng reel for that, and I think will be releasing it like sometime this week. But
Yo.
I
Nice.
discussed na I predicted that Horde of Notions will be in the elemental deck. So
Okay.
hooray. So yeah, ang feedback ko lang dito is that yun nga, the land may have been too many kasi I understand that there are a lot of like big creatures in here, pero I think they could have worked on adding a bit more ramp one way or another,
Yes,
or a mana
true.
to it. So yun. For Blight Curse, maganda yung mana base niya. I
Mhm.
actually like the mana base.
Yes.
There are cards like Ignoble Hierarch, Channeler, Initiate, Devoted Druid. Ang daming mga ganong effects na parang nagpe-play din towards the strategy of your deck, which is putting -1/-1 counters. So, in a sense, you would find yourself putting -1/-1 counters more on your creatures than your opponents. Kasi gusto mong ma-take advantage yung ramp, gusto mong ma-take advantage yung ability ni Anti-Ul. And yes, there is an infinite combo in the deck.
Holy.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
there
there
is.
is. I
Again?
saw it.
Yeah, hindi ko
Yeah,
na
3 cards.
sasabihin. Bahala na kayo. Discover it for
Sayang.
yourselves.
Ayaw mo
people.
sabihin?
No.
Okay.
Discover it for yourselves. The funny thing about this deck is that before ma-reveal yung deck lists, they revealed a main set card, si High something Morcant. I forgot her
High
name.
Perfect Morcant.
High Perfect Morcant that cares
Oh,
about
yeah.
blights, and then whenever
Perfect.
whenever a -1/-1 counter is put in on a creature ng opponent mo, you create a 1/1 elf, and then ang ability niya is whenever an elf, Morcant or another elf controls your opponent, blight would blight 1 yata. Ganon. So they hoarded nag-hoard yung mga tao ng ano yan? Flourishing defenses. Nagpanic
Yeah.
buying. Biglang
Nagpanic sila.
tumaas. Mm-mm.
Kaso,
Na-reprint sa deck. Ayun. Ang kabuhayan nyo. Oo. Di,
I did
pero
see the I did see the combo. Nasa ano siya. They already wrote about it, so you can Google it. It's actually a 3-card combo that instantly wins the game because it drains the life of everyone on the table. So you
Drains-
just find it there. So matic siya.
as in built-in. I don't know
built-in
if
siya.
it's
Nasa
They're
deck.
doing more of this recently. Last year Final Fantasy had
Yun
a
na nga eh.
built-in the Final Fantasy 10 deck. Meron siyang infinite combo.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to
I
be a combo player, that's why I rated Blight Curse 5, because if you want to be a combo player, if you want to win without, right out the box, pwede ta.
Ano yun to? I think they are gearing towards discreetly creating at least one bracket 3 deck.
Is it really discreet at this point? Because everyone can everyone can sniff it, diba?
I mean, yeah, it takes a while for everyone to figure it out, but yeah, I mean, hindi naman explicit. I hope that we don't get to the point where nagkakaroon ng ratings yung mga precons. This deck is rated bracket 3 or bracket 4. Ganun. Parang, let people figure it out. So, yes, ang ano ko lang, ang feedback ko about this deck is that just like the 5-color one, it has too many lands. It has 39 lands. Yeah. Medyo mataas siya for me. Pero napakaganda ng removal suite ng Jund deck na to.
Yes.
I think in terms of if you're gonna play them like 1v1 elementals versus the goblins, the Jund goblins, mas may edge yung goblins kasi napakarami niyang or the -1/-1 counters deck kasi napakarami niyang ways to deal with creatures, and it benefits from doing it. So if you would make me rate it, I would say I would rate the elementals a 3 out of 5, and then yung Jund, it's a 4 out of 5 for me.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I think you already touched on it, but how would you upgrade these precons? Ako naman, for Dance of the Elements, I just fixed the mana base because I thought that with the power level of current precon decks from 2024 onwards, akala ko matino yung mana base niya. Pero it's a lot of tap lands, sabi mo nga, nakadapa. A lot of tap duels. So I'd
Mm.
probably just go about fixing that. I feel like the suite of elementals is really splashy talaga. Uh,
Yes.
you either want to play with it or just want to put in some more kindred strategies. But I'd fix the mana first. For Blight Curse, I probably just add more proliferate effects. What about you guys?
Mm, okay. For me, so as I mentioned, I like ashling the limitless. Okay, I'm just going to ignore the second ability where you get to pay the Uberg.
Mm.
Uber,
Ayoko na
yeah.
nun. Babaliwalayin ko na lang
Mm.
siya kasi it's four
Sure ka?
colorless. Hindi, gagamitin ko siya from time to time. There's a way. Kasi,
Yeah. Okay.
sige, sabihin ko na. Again, I work on a budget. But there are ramps, elves specifically, that says you can choose a color when you tap it. So it's not restricted by just one color. There are two to cast elves, sigurado ako. So I most probably would be able to cast Ashling by the third turn and then go evoke shenanigans. Baba na ako ng malalaki. I'll just let it die, do its thing, and then reanimate it in the end. Again, I've got all the colors at my disposal. So there's a lot of things that I can do. So, yun ang gagawin ko. And again, I like reanimating stuff. Baka kunin ko yung nasa Blight Precon na, what do you call that? Aberrant Return.
Sure.
There's a
Mm.
lot of things in there that pwede mo mix and match. So yeah, that's how I would enjoy the deck. I'm just going to keep on casting stuff on the fourth turn for sure. And that's it. Yeah.
Jeff.
Mm.
Any?
F-
You already mentioned, pero do you have anything else?
yeah, for upgrades, dun sa elemental, there is I would put the yung one drop tutor ng ano ng from I think it was Flamekin Harbinger.
Mm.
Kasi walang tutor. So that's one. And to alleviate yung problema ng mana base. And I understand why they didn't put this. I think it's for flavor reasons mostly. But I would
Mm.
put in something like Leyline of the Guild Pact
Mm.
para ayos
Ooh.
yung mana base ko. Oo, yun. Um,
Oo nga.
I would also put in, kasi ang daming big splashy creatures dito with like big mana costs, I would put in sneak attack. Para
Yeah,
papasok,
oo nga.
'di ba? Papasok siya for 3, it dies, and then later on, kunin mo na lang by,
Reanimate.
oh, there's like Horde of Notions naman eh. And you know, may ways naman siya para magbalik ng elementals. So,
Yes, tell me
probably,
the tech.
also probably those. Um, ang gusto ko kasi sa elemental na deck is that it's a toolbox type of deck na
Yes.
ibig sabihin is
Yes.
yung mga creatures mo ginagawa mismo yung trabaho ng ibang non-creature permanents like instants or sorceries. Napakagandang bagay nun kasi you're kind of saving space.
Mhm.
Kasi yun nga, you have one card that does 2 or 3 things all at once. Kaya yung ano, yung mythic cycle ng hybrid mana color na elementals from the main set, I think tataas yun. Lalo yung Gruul. Malakas yung Gruul kasi ang ETB niya when you cast it is that if you pay red 3 damage to any target. If you pay green,
Yes.
magraram ka. I'm sorry, you tutor for a land card and then put it in your hand. Land card, hindi basic land card. So at worst, it becomes removal or ramp. At best, it does everything with the body. So napakagandang bagay, napakalakas. So yun, I would put those in the elemental stack. And syempre, ayusin ko yung mana base. And for the Jund -1/-1 counters theme, medyo goods na siya. If may ipapasok siya, if may ipapasok akong isang card, it's Yawgmoth. Yawgmoth Thran
Of
Physician.
course.
Okay.
Kasi sobrang swak na
Swak na
swak
swak.
yung ginagawa niya dun sa tema ng deck, sa strategy ng deck. I'm actually wondering bakit nga hindi siya pinasok. But again, maybe it's because of, flavor reasons, because most of the cards are like Lorwyn-ish, fantasy-ish, and a human with who eventually becomes a god is not in theme with the deck. So, yun.
All right. Last question or last point about the precons, the commander precons. Would you recommend either of these precon decks to beginners? I'll start. Dance of the Elements, parang no, I wouldn't recommend it to beginners because it's a more experienced kind of more intermediate kind of complexity, whereas Blight Blight Curse, yes, I would. Kasi may, ano siya, once you understand the infinite combo and then the ways you can play with counters, it's a fun deck to play, and it can make you viable even if you don't know half of what you're doing with the game. What about you guys?
Bro. Okay. Well, for me, so true with what you said about the Dance of the Elements. I like the deck. I like the deck. Pero hindi ko siya isasuggest sa mga beginners at all. At all. Yung 40 pa lang yung lands mo eh. Pag
Uh,
nag-bull ka pa lang sa umpisa, yari ka na eh. You won't be you won't be able to play properly with that. So no, big no. Plus the cards that you would get are in different colors. So kung lalo na kung nagsisimula ka pa lang, hindi mo siya mababaklas to make new decks and whatnot. So then comes the Blight Curse Precon. So if you are a beginner, yes, kinda. Maybe there are cards in there na magagamit mo. Not too much, but again, if you're going to diverge into either red, green, red, black, red, or black, green, at least you'd have some of the pieza, as we call it, pieces of the cards na pwede mong gamitin for whatever theme you're going to do next. And yes, it is a lot easier to use than the elemental, but to be honest, I'm skeptic na i-suggest din to sa beginner. I'd suggest other precons. But so that's the no for both of the precons for me.
okay.
Yeah.
Sige.
Mhm.
Sige.
Okay. For me, yung elemental deck, probably a no kasi masyado siyang mabagal, and
Oh,
I
yun
would
pa.
I would I would
Super.
understand na parang you would take the first few turns doing nothing, and then later on parang medyo kulang pa pala kasi it's either your mana screwed or wala kang ramp, or
Hmm.
the deck just basically does nothing for the next so and so turns.
Four
Yung
turns.
yeah, yung elemental precon I think is really more of I want an elemental deck, but I don't have the skeleton for it. So I'm buying it
Yes.
so I can make a bona fide elemental deck na mas efficient.
Kaya ko
So
rin siya
ganun.
pre-order.
Mm-mm. So yun. The Jun Precon, however, is a different story.
Yes.
I would recommend it to beginners. Number one, because it has basically every card type there is. It has your legendary creatures, it has your regular creatures, it has planeswalkers, it has instants, sorceries, artifacts, enchantments, and then your basic, non-basic lands. It also teaches them about the usage of counters and tokens. So
Yes.
medyo kompleto siya in a sense. It has a very decent ramp suite. It has an excellent removal suite, interaction suite. Ang
Passage
ano,
trophy.
matututunan there's a learning curve to this, obviously, pero
Yes.
matututunan ng bibili if you're just starting in Commander. This is a good precon kasi it helps you survive the table. So hindi ka parang mabubuli agad into, okay, well, I can do anything. No, this actually gives you the authority to, like, okay, so I'm gonna destroy that, I'm gonna destroy this, and ganyan, and then have card advantage at the same time. So elemental deck for me, no, but the Jund
Mm.
deck for me is a yes.
You know it. So we are kind of in agreement. See, Lucy is both a no.
Both
Me and
no.
Jeff are of the same mind, of the thought weft, if you will. So Dance of the Elements, no. Blight Curse, yes. So talagang fun. Parang fun talaga yung Blight Curse. I can imagine giving it to a relative newbie and them running away with a couple of games at the table with it.
Mm-mm.
Diba? All right, so let's wind down here. We did again talk a lot. We spent almost an hour here. So lightning round na lang. What are you after half the set being spoiled and the commander deck list being spoiled? What are your impressions so far with Lorwyn Eclipsed? Lucy, let's start with you.
Okay. Impression is so far it's good. It may not be the best. I mean, it is the start of the year,
Uh,
so I can't say pa. But so far it's a banger. At least for a starter, I like it. I like the new mechanics and the new cards that came out. Something na malalagay sa collection, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, I like it.
all right, Jeff, ikaw.
Um, nung first few weeks yata, or first few days rather, because we only had it last week. I felt that it was kind of mid. Pero the more cards that are spoiled, the more that I'm seeing that,
Naman.
okay, they learned from their mistakes from the previous sets.
Which
Yes.
previous sets?
yung the OG, kung ano man yung kakulangan ng OG na apat na
Na
puwan from
Lorwyn.
Lorwyn. Yeah,
Okay. Akala ko
because
last year
this
sets. Okay.
a lot of the cards there directly support the cards that came from the original four. So napakagandang basis on if you're gonna make like commander decks based on Lorwyn commanders. It's good. And then there are a lot of callbacks from those who have been around during the original Lorwyn block.
Oo.
Napakaraming callbacks, napakaraming references. There's even the continuation of the story itself. Um,
Yes.
I would say that if you've been around during the Lorwyn block, this set, Lorwyn Eclipse, is a love letter for you guys. Saying that the plane misses you.
For the boomers.
Mm,
For the titos like us.
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, it's been 20 years since
I
almost
know.
20 years na pala. Ako naman, I like being back in Lorwyn. I like the entire vibe of the set. Um, I guess I still share the complaints na rin na I still don't like that we're squishing everything in one set. But mostly because I come from a block upbringing, diba? Lumaki ako sa blocks, lumaki ako sa block system where we spent um 9 months in one universe, diba?
Mm,
So yun yung nakasanayan ko. I still am not used to having to contain the story in one, you know, in multiple cards represented sa ano, 'di ba? Sa isang set. So it's alien to me. Pero okay naman siya. I like being back in Lorwyn. Yung tribal kindred strategies are still tough to me to get behind or tough to me to parse. I think mas magigets ko siya in practice when we're finally playing with limited next week.
Oh,
So
yes.
yeah.
yeah.
Mm,
So
Exciting now.
sana it makes more sense there. I think mas gets ko pa mas cohesive pa yung ano yung -1/-1 counter strategy. But for
mm,
now, I think it's strong. I just haven't seen how strong it is yet. If it is strong,
yeah.
right? I already mentioned yung PR event natin. So, what else are you guys hoping to see before we start playing with the cards? Anyone go?
Sige. Ako siguro more ano yung mga rares medyo meh for me. Wala pa nung parang wow. Wala pa nung mga ganong cards for me.
Uh-huh.
For me. The only thing that I'm impressed with so far would be yun nga yung hybrid colored evoke elemental cycle.
Mm.
Yung upgraded na Vanquisher's banner, the 6th drop. Have you seen that? Have you guys seen that?
Oh, yeah.
Which one? Sorry. The
Yung
what's it called?
teka, hang on. It's an upgrade to Vanquisher's Banner. It's called Chronicle of Victory. It's a 6-drop mythic. It's a legendary artifact.
Yun,
As
yun.
as it enters, choose a creature type. Creatures you control have of the chosen type get +2/+2 and have trample and first strike. And then whenever you cast a spell of the chosen type, draw a card. So it's Vanquisher's Banner
Yeah.
only better.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yun
yun.
ang card eh.
And then tsaka yung mga nabanggit kong top 5 cards ko kanina. Yun pa lang so
Okay.
far. Pero hindi siya parang it doesn't feel like ano ba Tarkier na parang alam mo walang ganun eh, walang ganung vibe. And I think it's because ano tayo eh, yung Lorwyn Eclipse kasi is like naipit siya sa pagitan ng dalawang UBs. So
Yes,
parang
for sure.
nawala yung hype. And can you just imagine, and mabanggit ko lang because the next set is Ninja Turtles. Um, the fastest return to a plane is New York. Kasi
Yeah.
nasa Spider-Man is
no.
in New York. Tapos Ninja Turtles, New York na naman. Like, return to
Sabi
New
ko lang
York.
last episode natin.
Tawagin na natin ang Ninja Turtles na Return to New York. So,
New
ayun.
York Eclipsed.
New York plane.
New York Eclipsed. Hindi pagdating ng Marvel, 'yun talaga, New York Eclipse. New York
na naman.
New York Doomsday. Pero hindi seryoso. Medyo nakukulangan pa ako and I hope that I see more flavor wise and it it being from a designer standpoint, napakaganda ng Lorwyn Eclipse. As I've said earlier,
Yes.
it's a love letter to those who've been around the first time. It may look foreign for other people, pero you've already had Eldraine, so parang pakiramdam ko naman di na kayo maninibago masyado. Pero yeah, still missing some of those really good puncher cards from me.
Right,
Mm.
Lucy, go.
Yeah, and as for me though, I'm kind of happy. I'm kind of excited because I'm seeing a lot of cards in the commons and uncommons that could be a banger na pwede nating magamit para palakasin yung mga deck natin to improve precons, past pre-constructed decks and whatnot. Or although I'm to be honest, hindi natin magagawang deck yung mga bagong cards or wala pa akong naisip so far. But it can be used to upgrade our old decks. There's a lot of cards in there na sigurado naman ako hindi magiging mahal that we can use. I'm enjoying it. I'm trying to stay away from alam ko na yung mga mahal eh. so so pag nakakuha talaga ako nung papakawalan ko siya, I would not mind. But yeah, so far the way I'm looking at it, na-enjoy ko yung mga nakikita ko as far as budget's concerned, and yeah, shenanigans. I like it.
Right. Ako naman, I don't know what else I want to see. I'm just really taking it day by day. Like, kung anong papakita nyo, go. Thank you. Thank you for the spoilers, diba? I just want to play with the cards already. I like new cards. I don't complain as much about people. I mean, unlike other people who like to complain about new cards. So give me the new cards. I just want to play with them all.
Why?
Why what? Why do they complain?
Why complain? Yeah.
Because they have the freedom to complain. You know, alam,
Yeah.
because
It's
they
alright.
can.
Because they
Kasi
can.
pwede. Kasi
Oo,
pwede sila
naman.
mag-complain. Oh, I like new cards. I like Universes Beyond. I like Universes Within. I
Yeah.
like Secret Lair drops. So yeah. All right.
Mm.
That is it for our second ever episode. We are coming in a little over an hour, I think, some thereabouts. All right. Tell the people, guys, where they can find you. If you have anything to plug, anyone can go. Kung may kapaplug kayo.
There's none for
Let's
me
talk
for
about
now.
talk about social media na pala. Sorry, I got used to my other podcast. Lucy, where can they find you on social media?
No, you can find me in Bolas Club. I'll be a Bolas Club
Yo.
thing for the meantime. There's
Okay.
nothing here, nothing for me so far. But yeah, Bolas Club. Just
All right. So at Bolos Club PH for all accounts, for all
yes,
channels.
all of it.
Jeff, what about you?
The Phyrexian Hipster across all social media accounts. But I do the voice mostly for the reels ng Bolas Club.
Oh.
Mm.
Right. Ako naman, at Rosewar on Twitter and Blue Sky at Shang.Daddy on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. At Roleplays Games on Instagram for my official tawag doon, video gaming, tabletop gaming account for all that content. And if you want to see that content on Facebook, it's at Romeo R space O space M space E space O. You'll see me there. I'm the wrestler. Right. Thank you for listening to the second episode of the Bulls Club PH podcast. We got through it, guys. We got through it. Naka isang oras tayo na hindi ko namamalayan. And it was a
Diba?
fun conversation, as always, with all of you. Until the next episode, stay tuned on YouTube and Spotify. If you need the podcast to be on other platforms, specifically Apple Podcasts, siguro, I will work on getting us over there. I just have to figure that out. But until then, we will see you soon in Lorwyn again. And we can't wait to share with you how we have played with the new cards. All right?
Yes.
For my
yes.
co-hosts, Jeff and Lucy, this has been Ro. This has been the Bolas Club PH Podcast, Episode 2. See you soon, guys. Peace out.
Yeah, later.
Peace.